Where's the Queensland spirit now?
I don't mind it.
Hey-oh!
Don't mind it at all. So what's this, our little new ringtone?
That's it. That's the start of it for all you shareholders out there.
Okay.
Welcome to Off-Field Drama.
That's
I'm
putting-
Sauce. This is Burkey.
How are we? That put a little spring in my step, Sauce. You
I
didn't
like
know
it.
you had that one in your little
I like it. Little repertoire.
in your little back pocket for me. Nice little surprise. Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So get used to it. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
I think we start that off every week. That's it.
Righto.
All right,
Okay.
boys. Get out of here. See you later.
Let's shoot. So how are you, mate? You look a little under the weather.
Mate, big Sunday. Not really a big weekend, just a big Sunday. I couldn't help myself. Had a few knockoffs. And
Geez, you're in the
one
right.
thing led
You're in the right place for a few
Yeah.
knockoffs.
back on it, you know.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a couple settlers.
Good man.
Struggled today.
So what happened? Can you? Because you.
Just a big night. I was on the techies. I don't drink tequila. I was drinking tequila with a bit of grapefruit, bit of soda,
I love that
bit
shit.
of lime. Real nice.
Yeah, love
Like the
techies.
Paloma.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Do you like your techie?
Yeah, love my techies. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not into it, but I found that I was into it last night. Well, a bit more than I should have been. No, one thing led to another. I was enjoying myself a bit. Eddie was playing, just little staff drinks. There's no one here, really.
Oh, wasn't a crowd because of UFC?
Yeah, in the day it was, but
Right.
this is PS. I knocked off and just thought, you know what, I'll have a couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple. Played some
deserved
pool,
it?
Just chilled out. Probably not. Not really. But real strange. I woke up this morning.
Okay.
It was a bit of one of those nights where I go, shit, what happened? People have sent me videos. I was singing Adele. I was, you know, one of the girls did the dirty dancing thing and fucking nearly dropped her. It was a bit, you know, a bit of head noise. But I woke up today.
You
right?
woke up in your room
Thank
or a
God,
room?
in my room. Woke up in my room and I noticed I had a ring on my finger.
I noticed
Yeah,
that.
so
I thought you might have dropped on a knee.
it's on the other hand.
Or someone dropped on
It's
a
on my
knee
right
for
hand
you.
for all those just listening. On the ring finger on the right. I don't know how I got it or who I got it off, but I can't get it off.
You
So
can't.
do I keep it? Do I
Give it here.
Do I
Let me
become a
see.
ring guy? I can't get it off. You try and get that off.
I'll tell you one thing. I saw you when I rocked up today,
He's trying to wiggle it off.
and I can tell you right now,
Honestly,
you're not a ring guy.
no.
Nah, I tried one on Sunday too, weirdly enough, and work harder there. I tell you what, you've got
It hurts.
you've got a chody little finger,
Anyway.
don't you?
I'm going to keep it on, and I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be a
Okay.
ring guy
Are you getting
until I get sick of it.
is blood flowing through?
Little bit.
Okay,
Little sausage finger.
we're not going to need to chop it off.
Nah. You want to hear a funny story about sausage fingers?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the great Shane Warne.
Yes.
Have you heard the yarn about
The
how
king.
he broke his legs or his back when he was a kid? And his dad built him like some sort of skateboard sort of thing on the ground,
Yeah.
obviously, so he could roll on it. And he used his hands to crawl, just to move around. And they
Okay.
reckon that he got so much blood flow into his fingers and his hands, and that's why he was able to grip the ball so well.
Really?
So he had these big sausage fingers, he'd call them. And he could hold the ball and just, you know,
That's how he
rip
made.
leggies and shit.
That's how he made the ball talk.
Literally, sausage fingers.
Okay, I never heard that story.
It's they reckon he's told the story. It's true.
That's coming from a primary or secondary source.
Primary.
Okay,
Shane.
the great.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. Oh, it still hurts to this day.
Doesn't feel real.
I watched actually last week. It just came up that tribute that Gilly did for Roy and Shane Warne before
Yeah.
Big Bash.
Sad.
If anyone out there has not watched that video,
I haven't.
oh, saucy. Mate, when you go home today,
Yeah.
Gilly does one of the most, heartfelt, touching tributes to the great Shane K. Warne.
Mate, I might cry. I'm very fragile right now.
Yeah, well, so you should be. Mate, this was, it was Gilly 101
Yeah.
taking screamers from behind
Yeah.
and delivering messages that just went straight to the soul. It was a special thing, but we won't delve too much on that.
We've just started the show. We want to start it off on a good note.
Yeah, let's fire up. I'll tell you one story about my weekend. And now this is, there might be a bit of TMI in this story. And
We had a beer on Friday.
We had a beer on
Couple
Friday.
beers.
Yeah, you came over.
Watched the footy, had a bit of pizza.
Had a bit of pizza. So I had a few mates. I actually started at the lobby bar. Okay. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to that pain in the ass behind me in the line who just gave me so much attitude and gave me a warm welcome to the lobby bar. People at the lobby bar are so stuck up. Like they got poles up their asses. Chill out. All right? I just want to quickly say something. Just because you're having a fucking cocktail at the lobby bar doesn't make you any better than anybody else, all right?
Those bastards.
Oh, it's like the who's who.
Had he knocked off work?
Oh, no, it was a woman. I think she was Russian too. Oh, she gave me the shits.
Yeah. She's speaking Russian? What'd she do? What'd she say?
I was waiting to just get a table, and she goes, are you in or are you out? I said, babe, I can't move. There's a line.
You dropped the B word.
I dropped her with a babe.
You dropped the babe.
The only babe she'll be getting tonight, I can assure you that.
Oh.
So that was my little introduction. So that was Friday. So I'll give you that. So that we started off Friday, Saucy and a few mates come over, get into our work. Now Saturday morning rolls around, and women, if you're listening, and I know we got a big female contingency
We
out
actually
there.
do.
We have a massive female
From the feedback. Thank you.
We love you too. Like don't. And there's plenty.
We say a few things that I go, you know.
We love both sexes. Okay, it's equality.
If not more than the other.
Bring them all in. Him, she, he, I.
They, them.
Yeah, all of the above. So anyway, I wake up to have a shower Saturday morning, and I'm showering. I'm doing my thing. I'm getting close to the end of the shower. I look down at the drain, and there was some ingredients of, let's say, self-pleasuring.
No. You're not yours.
Not mine.
Okay.
Now, can you just think for a second, showering in your own shower and looking down, and someone has not only had the audacity to give themselves a little rubby,
The arrogance.
but then to not push it down the drain.
Just tow it down.
Now, thank the Lord I didn't stand on it.
You showered the whole time and only
Showered
realised
the
it till
whole
end.
time. Mate, this thing was a rocket, what I was looking down. And I know it was it because it had the colours of it and it was sticky. Like I had the shower pressure going real hard. So I just want to
Gets
know.
stringy like that. Yeah.
I want to know, and I'm all for self-pleasure.
What beast did that?
I am all for self-pleasure. Everyone, it comes a time where you're a little tense and there needs to be a moment to yourself, okay? But at least have the audacity, if you're going to do it away from your own premises, to clean it up, all right? Because the fact that I didn't step foot on it is a miracle.
What would you have done?
Oh, I would have got on the front foot, that's for sure. Now, I would have had to clean it up.
Clean it off your front foot, or
I don't know if is it a lucky, like, you know how when a bird poos on you, they say it's luck.
Yeah.
I don't know if standing on cum's luck. Especially when it's not yours.
God.
So the reason I'm telling this story is because I'd love to know, and if the shareholders can message into our off-field drama Instagram account, any stories of self-pleasuring that they might have witnessed or been involved in. Like a similar situation to
something that you didn't do.
That you didn't do, but you found yourself in the middle of it.
You came across it, no pun intended.
Good one there. I like that.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know, because and to think that I actually ended up having a good Saturday.
After that?
Well, I ended up getting back straight into my work.
Well, where do you go from there?
Well, that's right. I had a good day on the punt.
Maybe it was a bit of luck.
Well, I hope so. I'm not encouraging every time the boys come over to mine to just
Jerk one out.
jerk one silly.
Jeez.
Hang on now. This isn't an invitation to all the
Yeah.
shareholders to bloody let rip.
Do you know who? Have you got some suspicions?
I've got my suspicions, and that suspicion, I'm slowly zoning in on that person. Now, he's pleaded not guilty, which to my ends is...
And you know what? You know what's even funnier that I've just remembered? You two were having a bit of a fracker on Friday night. You were going back and forth, so it might be a bit of payback.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Yeah.
But anyway...
It was a bit of, I think it was a bit of, hey, I'm going to get you back for that.
The audacity to self-load or self-unload, yeah. Like to think about it, I'm happy. Like, you know, I'm sure everyone in their days probably let one rip away from their own.
Let one rip or let one burst.
In their away stadium, but so that was a real shock to the system. So that kind of summed up my weekend.
Yeah.
I will, leading into that, say that I had a great Sunday as well.
Did ya?
Few jars on a Sunday.
Yeah. Jam jars?
No, Stone and
Couple
Woods.
jars, yeah.
Shout out to the great Stone and Wood. Gee, it goes down a treat, those things. The first sip, you get that.
Where at?
At mine again. Yeah, I barely left my place.
Couple jugs.
Jars, just like a beer. You know,
like that. A tube.
A tube.
I like tube.
You know what I mean?
The great Sean McMahon. I've heard him. He's dropped the jar. But no, he calls them tubes.
Tubes. Yeah,
Tubes.
That's a good name.
Bloke was on holidays and was uploading every tubie down. He got up to about the high 20s one day.
The high 20s?
And it was... I was in disbelief. It was like... So his story had started off, his Graham's story would start off, he'd go for a run, like he'd run up these mountains in Europe and stuff. Yeah. And he has these tattoos, I think, on his... This is weird how much I know about this bloke. He has tattoos on his knees or his legs. I think it says ETW, earn the weekend.
Oh, God.
So he earns the weekend.
There's my flog of the week.
And Dan's, where's that guy in the Wallabies team? That's who we need.
Oh, my God.
Great Shawnee.
Sean McMahon.
Sean McMahon, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a few wild stories.
He's a good man.
Of that cat.
Anyway, he's going like beer, cocktail. Like he was tubing.
He'll go all day, that big fella too. He's a solid... We could do with him in the Wallabies side at the moment. I want to quickly mention my off-field drama legend of the week, okay? Now, it happened yesterday. UFC, the great Volkanovski.
The Volk.
He is our boy for this week's legend of the week. What a performance he put in.
He's an animal. Round 4.
It's not just what he does in the cage, but outside of the cage, off field. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He puts Australians at just a great spot in people's eyes around it. Humble, respectful. I love his mutual respect to one another.
I love that.
Just a dog.
I love that after a fight when you acknowledge how you're a competitor, unless you're a complete wanker like Jake Paul or something.
Yeah.
You acknowledge what you've just done with the guy. I love that. Yeah, the guy who beat Whittaker.
Yes.
He said, I had a poster in my bedroom of Robert Whittaker and I just knocked him out.
How good is that?
I love it. Love that shit.
Respect in sport.
Great. Goes a long way.
A huge way.
Goes a long way on and off the field.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people out there, especially south of the border, that could learn a thing or two. Jerome Luai, you fucking dickhead.
He goes all right.
Bit of respect.
Just put the boombox away.
So anyway, that's my legend of the week. Because, geez, mate, he is pound for pound, I'm hearing.
He's
number one.
Is he one now?
Yeah, I think there's talk.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Dana just to confirm that with me.
He's like a little nugget, eh?
Isn't he? Did you see his dad on stage?
Nah.
Like looking in a mirror.
Really? Daddy Volk.
He had the beak. He had the mustache.
You ever seen Volk cook?
No.
He loves to cook, yeah. He loves making food.
I'll tell you
grand.
what, he's got a
He's kind of funny too.
He is kind of funny. Yeah. He's got a fantastic work ethic, and he's a fan of he's a Dragons fan.
Oh.
Mate, they could do with him in there.
Well, he used to play.
Yeah, he did.
He used to play. He was a prop.
Right.
He was a prop. He was about 100 kilos, and he was. Yeah.
Doesn't look like a prop, does he?
No, I got to say one thing about him. bit of fighting chat. I can't fight to save myself.
No,
I couldn't fight myself out of a wet paper bag. I watch the UFC here on Sundays when I'm working. We have it on everything.
It's good, mate.
And it's I enjoy it. It's entertaining, and you kind of learn, who's good. Like you learn all the guys and the the fighters and that. You get into it a bit, and it's kind of the crowd, the atmosphere. It's like fuck, it's kind of. So I've noticed though, how good is it? Firstly, he's an Aussie, and he's genuinely really, really good, and he's really smart. Like he's a smart fighter.
Calculated.
That's the word I want.
There you
calculated.
go. Yeah,
he was so calculated in how he you can tell how he thinks and he plans and he goes, nah, I'm not going to do that. And it's like a chess game.
Correct.
Almost. How they go, I'll sort of do this and then I won't, and make them think about it, and then they just do. I don't know. You can just see it. It's like an art how they sort of break them down, and then did you see the end, the stoppage? The
ground and pound. Just 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Reminded me of me back in the day with a teddy bear I probably used to wrestle with.
Back in the day,
jeez, I
was talking to. What was that? I'm sorry. What? What are you wrestling teddy bears for?
I don't know.
You Fruit Loop.
I don't know what I was doing back then. Mate, he is. I will say one thing that I also love about the Volk is when someone gets him good, he acknowledges it to them. Like that Yahir Rodriguez copped him on the chin and he said,
good fucking hit.
Yeah.
Not bad, kid.
I like that. I love his respect in me.
Any sport, respect is good.
It's awesome.
Okay, so back in the day, that just clicked in my brain. I was talking to Mum about the potty. Yeah. She said, she's never met you, I don't think.
Okay.
So
Mrs. Farquhar.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
So we were at Burkey. We're at Coffee Club over in Eggs Benny. A couple coffees.
Where else would you do?
Where else would you go? Seriously, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah. Eggs Benny all day long.
You Farquhars are unbelievable.
Best ever. She said, I said, I think you know what's funny? I played against Burkey. Sort of telling him about you.
Yeah, okay.
You know who you are.
You gave her a little background.
You could play some footy. I played against you, not just Nudgy versus Grammar, but Albany Creek days versus Jeeps. And I remember scoring a try.
Hang on now. Are you still concussed from last night?
We played. I did have a fall, actually.
Oh, God.
And I scored one. And something happened. There's a bit of a melee.
Okay.
And I've kicked someone in the butt.
That sounds like
you've come from out of nowhere. Hodges style.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Hodjo, you're Ben Cray in this story, because this is what happened. Dead set. I've kicked a bloke in the butt after scoring a try. Yeah. Don't know why. That's a Hodjo thing to do. And I think he'd say that. Yeah. I've walked away, I've strutted away, and you've come up and just pushed me in the back and then run behind your whole team.
Turn it up.
And I've come for you. I've tried to charge through the middle of the team, ran into some bloke who was twice my size, and he grabbed me. We're 12, by the way. 11 or 12. And I just thought, and you with your long hair and your big beak, your skinny ankles, one sock up, one sock down. Nah, it wasn't me. Get out of here, you prick.
Can your mum tell you what the end score was? I would have sworn.
No, that was back in those days, we had the wood on you.
Oh, Albany Creek?
We're the affiliate to the Brumbies.
Oh, gee whiz, I've heard it all now.
Especially with me in the team.
I tell you what.
I was a skipper, I think.
Your mum is telling you porkies. That's all I can tell you.
No, I was telling her the story.
Oh, that's even worse. God, can you imagine out there telling your mother a story that's completely untrue?
And she said, "Why would you want to do a podcast with that guy?"
I need to meet your mother, preferably one-on-one.
Anyway. Oh, mate, she'd have your number.
I bet she would. She's a good girl. Let's get back on track here. Now, there's been a breaking story in the NRL that I just wanted to touch on. And I want to talk to you, Saucy, about this one because it's kind of an interesting one. Now, the great Buzz Rothfield's broken this, and it's in regards to Tino.
Fasua Malaawe.
There you go. I'm glad you're pronouncing it this week and not me.
We had a few dramas. Who was it?
Oh, fuck off.
You can't.
Anyway, the Bulldogs have offered Tino 4 years, $4 million. But here's the catch. They've offered him this long-term contract with also shares in the Laundry Hotel. Now, the Laundry Hotel, if you're not aware out there, people, they're the major sponsor of the Bulldogs, owned by the great Laundry family, very successful. I've got a couple of mutual friends that know them quite well, and I've spoken to them in the last 24 hours.
Good calibre?
Yeah, I don't know how good a bloke's here. One of the Laundries used to date off The Bachelorette, Monk.
No idea.
You know Monk?
No idea.
That bird?
What, from Buddha?
No, she's a
Buddhist?
TV personality. Something.
Oh, Sophie?
Sophie Monk.
Oh, I know her work.
Yeah, I know you know her work.
I'm one of her biggest fans. I love Sophie Monk.
So the son of the Laundries he won the Bachelorette that she once participated on. She mustn't have been in a good place if she was jumping on the Bachelorette on Channel 10, that is. Anyway, now they've offered shares with Tino into it. Now, I haven't got into the nits and gritty part about third parties there, but that seems almost too obvious.
Sounds lucrative.
It sounds very lucrative because you're getting $4 million over 4 years for a front rower, which is obscene money. He's 23 as well, so he's only like...
Is he 23?
Yeah, he hasn't even hit
Wow.
his prime, which is a scary thought. But what I wanted to propose to you, being a fellow publican, okay, owning the great Caxton Hotel. Let's just say the Caxton Hotel was the major sponsor of the Brisbane Broncos. I'm actually not sure why they're not.
Wouldn't that be a thing?
You cheap fuckers.
Oh, how much would that be?
Put your money on the line and
Surely
support
not.
the Bronx.
How much would that be?
Can the shareholders get behind me here and let's get Caxton on the Brisbane Broncos jersey?
We'll go somewhere.
For crying out loud. Just not
We'll go back right short.
Yeah, I'll take
Maybe
it.
some socks.
Yeah, I think Macca's have got that spot, so I'm sure we could work out a deal. But let's get back into it. So let's say this. Caxton Hotel are a major sponsor of the Brisbane Broncos. Are you willing to give up shares in the business for Tino?
For Tino. See, I was going to say, who are you?
Well, let's use
Who
Tino.
would you say?
Let's
Tino.
use Tino
Hey.
for an example.
I mean, if we're sponsoring them and we want them to win and it's good for them, winning's good for the pub.
Good for the pub.
What was the shares in the pub?
No, I'm waiting. Like I said, I got a couple of mutual connections. I'm waiting for them to get back to me with the
insiders.
the finer print.
Couple of shareholders out there.
But just say to me, is that a crazy deal? I think that's never before seen.
I like it. It screams, third party brown paper bag type stuff.
Doesn't it? It must be play on for them to publicly come out like this.
They're looking into it. I think the
Right.
Melbourne Storm did something similar.
Okay.
And they said it's play on. I don't know if there is anything legally wrong with it. I don't know, but
So would you
I don't
do
mind it. I reckon it's
Okay.
I would do it.
I'll change it up because you're clearly not interested in Tino coming to the Bronx. I guess because we got Payne. Let's change this up.
No.
Munster. If Mad Dog comes over
Give him the keys.
Yeah, you got a bit of booger on your nose.
Jesus Christ. Mate, last week I got a bit of flack for my nose, just sniffling the whole time.
So you're saying to me,
but it's coming good.
Is this off the records that Caxton would give shares? Can you give us?
Well, how many? What are we talking?
Well, you tell me. I'm the agent. I'm the agent right now, and I want 5%.
I was thinking 5. That was the number I had in my head.
Hey, that's good quid.
Yeah.
Like
what to have
five-
Tino come to the pub or hang out or Munster? You would do it for Tino.
No, but that's a lot of 5% within the Caxtons, a fair bit of dough to be giving him just to play for your side. Now,
Well, I'm saying I'd do it.
you do it, righto. Well,
Why
there you
not?
go. It's an interesting. I think the issue that I have with this is it opens a lot of different avenues now
For players to sign and
Well, you
go
think,
to clubs.
yeah,
and-
you think about it. You bring on a big sponsor like this who doesn't actually care. Like what? It's 5% to the Laundies.
Yeah.
You know what I
See,
mean?
we're different to the Laundies. You
Yeah.
know, they're big time.
They're big
down
time,
in
yeah.
down in those districts.
You gone to the Laundie Hotel?
No idea.
No, I didn't.
One day.
They did it. Oh, they. I tell you what, the doggies need something like Tino, don't they?
The reason they're doing it is because they can't sign like players like Tino or someone like a Munster. They're maybe not a Tino because the Titans aren't going that well, but a lot of players are signing at these clubs, the better clubs, for less money because they want to win a comp. And
Right.
they kind of know that they're going to have a better chance of playing rep footy.
Yeah.
You know, like Fox. He missed out last year, didn't play, and he was a shoe-in when he was at the Storm. Same as Appy.
No way Fox will get 5% of my business after the shit he threw up in game
Well,
two.
Fox is a different story. He's a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
kettle
yeah.
of fish.
He can trot his little percentage elsewhere to Fox.
Hey, just another thing. I hear this often. We're talking about the pub.
Yeah.
I hear this often, and I reckon it's one of the great underrated sayings in our Australian dictionary of words and whatever. And
You know we love...
have you know sayings. Nah, mate. It's all good. You get the next one. You get the next one. How good is that? Like you're going up to the bar and me and you go up, we get a schooner, tap. Oh, you sure? Nah, mate. You get the next one.
Yeah.
How good's that?
It is good. I mean, it makes sense too.
Financially for everyone.
But why waste the bartender's time
And efforts.
to get 2 separate beers when you can knock it off in one?
Correct. But it's just a bit of, every time I hear it, I go, good on you, pal. You know what? Good fucking on you.
Do you normally get the next one or do you kick start?
I kick start.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. I like shouting a beer.
There's something
you know.
good about
And I
getting
know.
around.
Hold on. Is there now? You tell us that.
I'll tell you what, I told Saucy today, now that I'm having these beers at the moment, I said, you get this one, I'll get the next one. Thankfully enough, it's his pub, so there'll just be plenty more of that coming down.
Cheers, Cal.
Saucy. Thanks, mate. Now, I just, where do I start with this? We haven't given this code probably enough credit, Saucy, that it probably deserves. It's AFL.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Now, there was a couple of special moments that happened across the weekend in the AFL. Not sure if you got a glimpse of it.
Sorry, just...
Are you with me, mate? Crikey.
I don't know, I'm rattled. I was just hearing things.
Shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's with
We're
me.
here.
So, in the AFL, couple of special moments. Now, a man from Port Adelaide might have just secured goal of the year. Connor Rosier has kicked one of the greatest goals you will see this year, if not
How
the
far
greatest
out?
goal.
Or was it a little cheeky?
It was in the pocket,
Yeah.
left-hand pocket, grubbered from right to left.
Oh, I saw it.
You
I've
saw
seen,
it?
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to see you try that 30 times.
Like a 29.
I reckon I'd be happy to, you know, what do we want the bet to be? I'll get the next one. If you jag it, I'll get the next one.
Iron done.
If you kick the now, this was a fantastic goal, and Port Adelaide have been red hot,
Yeah.
all season long.
They are. Yeah.
It's called, that corner used to be called, I think, Eddie Betts' pocket when he played for the Crows.
Yeah.
There's whispers in the Port Adelaide dressing room that they're wanting it to change to Rosier. Now, that might be a little disrespectful to some, but if you haven't watched it, get on there and watch it. What I did love, but, was then on Sunday night, a man from the Bombers, Jakey Stringer, kicked a
Yeah.
fantastic drop punt.
Who did he used to play for?
Doggies.
Doggies, yeah, when they won the thing.
So he answered back and said, right, O'Connor, if you can do this, I'll show you the old-fashioned way. Now, if you haven't seen it, and when you're on the toot, maybe is a good time to have a Google, girls, if you're taking a little whistle, maybe for you. But go back and watch it. It was an unbelievable goal.
Yeah.
Really.
He's a fan of the old-fashioned Jakey Stringer.
Really good. I'll give it just a quick little hot take with the AFL because it's been quite an interesting season. The Pies are really, stepping.
They'll win it.
Oh,
They're going to win it.
You're going to call it?
I've got money on them and the Broncos to win it.
Oh,
real
not
real
a
early
bad
stuff.
little shout.
And I had Queensland in it to win the series, so that's tick. We got a greenie there.
What are they paying you for that?
I think when I got on it was kind of low. It was $4.50 or something.
Okay.
Maybe $5.50. I think it's come in a bit. Maybe I don't know. But Broncos, I got in them at like $13. I think, which was awesome.
Awesome, yeah. Mate, pies are looking good. Hot pies. And
Why?
Port are looking good too.
Why does everyone hate the Pies?
Oh, it's the fan base.
Yeah, toothless.
Toothless. Look, I don't mind you Collingwood fans out there. If you're going to off-field dramas, happy to have you on board.
I know you ran into a Richmond supporter.
Did I?
Yeah.
When?
When you went to the Gabba.
Oh,
mate.
I am so glad you reminded me
Yeah,
of this.
you've been going on about this for a while.
I've been wanting to talk about this, and I appreciate you, Saucy. I think I'm a couple brain cells short after.
Hey, that's us too, brother.
After what's happened.
Tell everyone about this, and we'll post this on our story or something, just so you can see this absolute weapon of a Richmond supporter.
Of a Richmond, and this is why we love sport. Okay, now I had the privilege last Thursday of going to the Gabba for Tigers versus Richmond.
And what a privilege that is.
What a privilege. Thursday night footy at the Gabba. It was a mate's birthday. Now, little did we know that we had 4 rows up from us one of the most all-time dedicated Richmond fans I've ever seen. This man was Justin from Zilmia.
And talk about toothless pie supporters. Looks like this bloke has an extra set of about 4 or 5 teeth when you see the photo. I don't know what they're doing down there in Richmond.
This guy, Justin...
They got excess fluoride or something in the water. They're growing teeth, extra teeth down in Richmond.
He was down a couple too on the side. I mean, I don't know if he sees a dentist anymore. Now, I
highly doubt that.
I spoke to Justin.
Where was he from again? Zilmia?
Zilmia, okay. Now, Justin, I couldn't help myself because he had security onto him within the first minute, which is a credit to you because there hadn't even been a goal score and you looked down and there was 5 security guards. They were on the blower.
You hadn't had a sip of your first schooner yet.
Yeah, I hadn't even knocked one back. He was already 3 deep Bundy rum, ready to rock and roll. F-bombs flying. I looked back, got to the third quarter, and I said, I got to park up beside this unit because he's on one. And I was well and truly on my way. Now, Justin, once I got the privilege of shaking hands from him, couldn't have been a nicer bloke, okay?
I love that you gravitated towards a bit of energy.
People were leaving their seats. I was moving towards him.
Yeah.
So he cleared the whole row. So I said, this is brilliant. Now's my time to park up. So I said, Justin, Samuel here from Off-Field Drama Podcast, mate, how you going?
You might have heard of us.
He might have heard of us. Now, I straight away off the bat, I said to him, mate, I don't even know a bar of soap about you, but I want you on board. This man's response was, as long as you give me beer, I'll be happy. I said, fortunately for you, Justin, we do it at the Caxton. So, mate, you can sink your teeth around the fucking keg, all right, big fella. Now, I asked him a bit about himself because I wanted to get to know Justin, okay? And I said, Justin, you're clearly a Richmond fan, mate, because you haven't stopped barking. He had the hoodies on. He decided to pull out his Medicare card. I said, Justin, mate, this isn't a doctor's appointment, mate. You're not going to be sliding your card here, pal. He said to me, no, Samuel, the reason I'm pulling out my card is because I've named my kids after tigers. I said, Justin, mate, you're pulling my leg. Like, what are you?
You're kidding.
What do you mean? He goes, look at this. And so he pulls his Medicare card. His kid's first initial spells tigers. And it wasn't a coincidence. This was all intentional. Now, I'll read you out the name. Leading from the front, we've got Tasman. Then we've got Isaiah. Then we've got Grace. And then we've got Eden. And then we've got Richmond. And then, because he didn't like Tigers with an S, he threw a Z on instead, and we've got Zenith. Now,
he should have named it Zulmia. That would have been one of the all-time greats.
That would have been unbelievable. Now, I said to him, because I could see he had some young kids around him, and he said, believe it or not, these aren't mine. And I thought, holy fuck, yeah, that's a miracle, Justin, because I would have sworn. He said, nah, the only one here tonight's Richmond.
Oh.
Now, let me tell you, Richmond is everything you could picture and more. Richmond, he came walking up the stairs. He had a bloody blonde mullet, the gold watch. I thought, holy Tamora, here comes Richmond.
Did you know it was him before he said it?
No, he didn't. But once Justin pointed out that there was Richmond, I thought, oh.
He stuck out like dog's balls.
I'm glad that was Richmond. There would have been no one else. So I just wanted to just give you a little background. So we currently are in the midst of trying to get Justin on the potty. Now, this man will add so much entertainment to your life.
Was he that good?
He was that good, that funny. Believe it or not, that down to earth. The best thing was we left him and we'd gone to leave the stadium. And just when we thought we'd got rid of him, here comes Justin walking over with a bunger. Oh. How are you, lads? I said, Justin, I saw you in row 15, mate. Now I don't want to see you again until you're on the couch. So that was the great Justin.
How good.
What I want to do is, if you see a fan like that out there,
g'day. Just say g'day.
Like, this is the great thing about sport. It brings out the best in people.
Yeah.
And they're not going to kill you.
No.
Justin, he looked like he'd run through a brick wall, but he's as nice as anything.
There you go.
He's like Santa to some.
And we will post the photo of Justin.
I've got a photo of me and Justin. He had stories that I could keep telling you about.
You get any pics of Richmond?
No, I didn't get a pic of Richmond. I don't know where. I wish I did get a pic of Richmond. That was my little. It was great entertainment for a Thursday night at the Gabba. Yeah. They're actually, the Lions have to find a new venue.
Do they?
Yeah, once reconstruction happens, so I'd be intrigued to know. Yeah. QE2's getting thrown around, which would be shit house.
Why don't... Because
Alan Border Stadium?
How about... Oh, that's tiny. No, haven't they knocked that down?
No, it's fully redone.
No, I think they're knocking it down.
Alan Border in Albion.
Yeah, because of the Olympics. Because they're knocking down the dog track in Albion. Yeah,
that's a shame.
And I know that got redone, the Allen AB Field.
AB Field, they won't be knocking that down. That's
I heard they just did it, but they're thinking of knocking it down again. Someone was saying. But anyway, I reckon, how's this?
Don't knock down Albion Park. Albion Park on a Thursday night is so good.
It'd be sacrilege. I reckon, since... You know, the Gabba got a couple Broncos games. Why don't we just get the boys to play some Gaelic out at Suncorp? How about that for a shout?
There you go.
Just get a soccer ball. We got plenty down there for the World Cup.
Imagine that.
Just do the Gaelic.
Hang on, Saucy.
The goals will be there. Put a couple posts up.
Gil McLaughlin, maybe in 2027.
Listen up.
The AFL goes Gaelic style. Now that's...
Why 2027?
Well, I just picked a number, but I'm just thinking lead up to 2032. I don't know when the Gabbig's got to get knocked down. You know,
are they knocking it down, or are they just
knocking it down, bulldozing the bastard?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, down she goes. So,
well, yeah, Gabba. I mean, Suncorp.
Gaelic at Suncorp.
Gaelic
now
at Suncorp.
That isn't. You watched Gaelic,
It's awesome.
mate. It's a hell of a sport. The Irish love it.
They absolutely love it. I was going to say we Australia plays games over there, don't they? Every now and then,
Yeah,
they pick the best AFL players.
Yeah. That's where the All Australian. I think that stopped due to COVID.
Yeah, I remember this guy, and his name was Gooch, Mark Gooch or something. And the commentators had a field day just saying Gooch as many times as they could, and he was their star player.
Well, there was.
He had a bit of what's the wicket keeper's name from England? Bairstow. He had a bit of Johnny Bairstow about him. Jesus. Bit of a mutters on him and a bit of orange hair.
There was the great Guccione tennis player, the Aussie, the red nut.
Yeah.
He was left-handed.
Gooch, that's right. Yeah.
Jeez, you loved when the Gooch threw a kicker.
Gooch.
He was so good for a serve down the line volley.
Might name my first name of my kid Gooch. Gooch Farquhar.
Well, if Gooch Farquhar also follows his dad's footsteps and plays tin pin bowling, he might be in a bit of strife.
I'll get the kid into it.
Talking about interesting sports source,
Gross character.
I appreciate you bringing up Gaelic. I actually sat back and watched a bit of lacrosse on the weekends.
Yeah.
Now, the World's Lacrosse Championships are on, and I had the privilege of watching it. Interesting sport. Now, these blokes are geared up like they're ready to fucking get on a dirt bike and hit crusty demons.
They whack each other.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You seen them? They've got the motocross helmet hat on, the elbow pads, the knee pads. Mate, they could bloody hit the jumps and do a triple backflip if they wanted to.
Now, for those listening, last week we tried to tell this story. Burkey tried to tell this story, and I've got to say, I got a little bit confused and said Kerry Packer was into lacrosse. And Burkey's going, what? Really? And I said, yeah, no, he was a really good lacrosse player. Loved playing lacrosse. And he goes, right, it tells the story. And as I'm sitting there, I realise I've got lacrosse and the sport of polo completely mixed up.
Now,
so we cut it out because I didn't want to be I didn't want to come across like an absolute spud.
Polo, for those that don't know, involves a horse.
And Kerry Packer. You think Kerry Packer's running around in helmets and FMX gear? And I think I said, yeah, no, you get on the horse and
I tell you what,
whack a few.
If Kerry Packer was playing polo, he'd need to be on far lap because that fat fuck wouldn't be able to sit on any other horse besides him.
Kerry's a national icon.
He is. Brother. I do love Kerry and everything he's done. So anyway, that was an interesting little watch. I don't know if you've watched much lacrosse. It's a funny old sport, It's like a little ping pong ball with a little broomstick with a little net on the back.
It's got a bit of Quidditch about it, doesn't it?
Quidditch is a good, describing word.
Yeah.
Like to compare the pair.
Just no seeker.
So I don't know. I'm intrigued to know if we could get a lacrosse player out there. How do you get into lacrosse in Australia? Yeah. Because, I wouldn't say it's a tier 1 or tier 2 sport.
Predominantly American.
Yeah, big time American. Yeah. They were playing it at San Diego State. But I just don't understand. Are you a bad tennis player that's converted to lacrosse? Are you a bad cricket player that's converted to lacrosse?
Maybe a bad polo player.
A bad polo player? Or are you just a born and bred lacrosse player and you're not bad at tennis or cricket?
Could. Hey, any of those.
I was rooting for, I tell you what, we touched up the Dutch. Yeah. Jeez, we belted the Dutch. Yeah. It's a small net. I don't know where the clubhouse is in the lacrosse area. I don't know if there's a Brisbane lacrosse team. Maybe.
We should go have a run.
Maybe we start a team, the Brisbane Lacrosse Leopards.
The Leopards.
The Leopards.
The Leopards, I like it.
Go the Leopards. I know a few people out there that probably be handy at lacrosse. I won't mention their names, but I sure as hell wouldn't be a lacrosse player. Quite an interesting sport. Maybe if you come from a motorcycle background because the gear they wear.
Heavy. Heavy duty.
It suits it to a T, yeah. Righto. Now, my flog of the week is, that we started off pretty big having Lance Armstrong put his hand up, and congratulations, Lance, for winning the inaugural off-field drama flog of the week, mate. You and your family should be super proud. I can't wait to hear this fucking
Wasn't hard for you.
fairness in sport BS, mate. I went to your pub. I went to his pub too, in Texas, Austin, Texas. Can't
Lancey.
believe, met him.
Wasn't he there? Yeah.
Genuinely met the bloke.
Yeah.
Were you with me?
No, I'd left.
Yeah, the Hyundai 30.
He cruised on.
He took the right
I went the
spot.
rest. I went the other half of America.
So anyway, my flog of the week this week, and it's going to be a little touchy to some because it's been a bit of a hot take
Yeah.
throughout the week, but it's the RLPA and this media ban. Now, for crying out loud, spare me with the pedantics of it all. Doing a media ban is affecting the main fans.
Yeah.
The only people that give two shits about the NRL. All right? Now, what's the word? Make them suffer.
To deprive us.
Deprive, Saucy. I needed you there, big fella.
And I came in.
Is absolutely ludicrous. Now, Clint Newton, who's the head of it, I got serious issues with Clint. I think Clint wants a bit of airtime at the moment.
Just quickly on that, on Clinty, did you see the bullshit story about how he elbowed Ashton Sims and said he didn't mean it?
Oh,
Have you heard that shit?
no, but I knew there was something to him. Now, are we going to cause ourselves issues by talking about it?
Well, you go and let rip, and we'll see.
Now-
don't just.
My
keep in mind.
thing with this media ban, right, and being an avid NRL fan, is we love listening to our idols talk pre-game, post-game, during that access is so good as a fan to listen to, and to have us robbed of that over whatever's going on, like, do something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't need to do a media ban where your main audience is the one suffering.
And to be fair, I don't want to hear, Yvonne Sampson and Cooper Cronk and Mick Ennis talk more than I need to.
Correct.
I want to hear the players because those voices get a bit annoying.
And it's cool to know what they're thinking pre-game. I love a press conference. I am a massive press conference guy. Now, obviously, the coaches are still doing it.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue that I have with this is the NRL is about to come into their greatest event, State of Origin.
Yep.
So to pull this shit
Before that,
over whatever it is, Ricky Stewart gave him an absolute ear bash on the
I heard
weekend.
this.
And I love Stixie.
Yeah.
I absolutely love him. And he was so spot on. But the RLPA, you are my flog of the week. Now, just a bit touchy here. We do want to get you on the Off-Field Drama podcast.
and the RLPA encompasses all players. So
That's a Clint Newton, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Clint Newton is my flog of the week.
on that, we'll say the one positive out of that is Kevy coming in and saying our man might be taking the microphone and doing a bit of media stuff. Alfie.
So has Kevy given that the all clear?
Kevy said, hey, you might be seeing a bit more of the coaching staff. We might pull Alfie in. Alfie might be doing a bit of media. And you know what?
Talk to me.
World exclusive.
World premiere, baby.
Mr. Alan Langer coming on board.
The great man,
We're going to
Alfie.
be absolutely graced with his time to sit down here.
Right here.
Right here. Right blipping here.
Here, I show you a magic trick. You see Saucy and I now? Today, you will see one of the great sevens on and off the field
On and off the field, and that's the main thing.
to grace this couch.
Have you got your questions in line?
Oh,
I know you do.
mate,
You've been doing your research.
I am so toey for
Yeah,
him. I
yeah.
cannot wait. I know the shareholders are buzzing.
Yeah.
They've been hitting me up, and I've said, kids, settle down.
Where's Alf?
Where is Alf? But it's confirmed. Kevy's given it the all clear.
And that's all she wrote for this week. We're gonna leave the show with that absolute banger. I got to give a shout out. I'm gonna name names. He wanted it. He wanted the shout out.
Give him the shout
Our
out.
great mate, friend of the pod, Mr. Harry Baker, absolute legend.
Our new theme song.
Here it is.
Queensland spirit now.
Oh,
Go Queenslander!
get it up, yeah.